Welcome to the Muckster Show. The Muckster Show is brought to you by Kill Time Productions. Music and graphics provided by If You Know, You Know. And now here's the man himself, Muckster.
I'm just sitting down here singing and talking, and nobody knows I'm even there. So, the reason I'm here is because people keep saying, you gotta pick your team, you gotta pick your team. Hey, Angel, you know, and that's all it's about. This team, that team, your team, my team. And I just wanted to say, I picked my team. All right? I don't care what anybody thinks. I picked my team a long time ago. It's the fucking Steelers, all right? And maybe they're not going to get to the Super Bowl. Maybe they are. But you pick your damn team. Look, GMK, he picks losers. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Vikings. You know who's a Viking, don't you? Anyway, guys, I was sitting here and I thought, put up a title says you got to pick your team. I thought it'd be funny, and I started doing it. And I said, "Hey, it's not that funny." But anyway, uh, you might not realize this, but I'm bored. Man, it seems like there was something else I was going to say, but who knows? Maybe see some of you tomorrow at 6 o'clock, huh? 6 o'clock in civilization. I don't know what the rest of you are doing. And hello. Oh, look at that. Mr. Nicky is still awake. And Carrie. Geez, I feel like I should just sit here and keep talking now. These people are coming in. I guess you're all bored too. Um, I don't see Dr. Phil. Anybody else got a team they want to pick? Mr. Carey says the Mets because he's, in his own little world. Yeah, there. Now I see Dr. Phil. That's weird. Must have come up in YouTube before it came over here. The Bears. Who remembers the Super Bowl shuffle? Oh man, what was their quarterback's name for those Bears teams? If you haven't yet, please go and and please, guys, like I said, I got bills. Please hit the super chat, would you? I mean, $5 would help, but that's a cheap ass thing to do. I'd rather see 20s. Let's. I'm setting a goal right now. I need 10 $20 super chats, or I'm just going to shut the stream down. And why is it that I've got? It says there's 100 people watching. I've got like 2 likes. What the hell's the matter with you people? Me, 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 me. Y'all should be thinking about me. I have to ask, Jesus, I'm having trouble see. Oh, rehinge your jaw. Let's see. We don't have Jesus here. That's over there. I think is that Todd that has Jesus? Yeah, Carrie. I was just kidding. I knew it was. I knew it was Jeff. Yeah, it's a funny thing about Jesus over there at Jeff's. When I first started, really being regular over there, and I would feed Jesus a little bit, he was like really nasty to me. I mean, I'd get those, hey, here's that fucking Muckster. What does he want? Kind of a thing. And lately he's been, hey, Muckster's back. How you doing, Muckster? It freaks me out a little bit. I'm not afraid to say so. Um, and then betting Jesus shows up in here just by hearing his name battered around a little bit. Yeah, yeah, YouTube's freaky. Yeah, yeah. I just did a little Chit. If you guys don't know who Chit is, you got to find out who Chit is. Chit is the funniest thing on YouTube. Wow, there actually are 10 people in here. You guys really are starved for something to do, aren't you? Cart, did Cart come in too? Carrie, why are you seeing everybody before I do? Wish I had that thing that, automatically did this the way Jeff does. Because I could see what's going on better. Yeah, it seemed like they're coming up. Yeah, I didn't bother um, opening my YouTube because this was going to be like a 20-second joke thing. And now I can't fucking shut up. No, I'm not. Well, I do have another tab open. I think it's just a thing it's taken a while to get into the StreamYard chat. What else could I? Um, I got to say, folks, so far, so far, 2026 has not started sucking for me. I mean, no more than my usual life. I'm glad 2025 is in the rear view. We won't talk about football around Cart, by the way, because she thinks it's that round thing. Yeah, I can see. I'm having trouble reading the names on them. I guess I have too many people with wrenches. The blue is just fading back into the black. You're going to just have to get rid of all your wrenches. Why aren't you people members? Green would stick out better. And nobody supports me. This is riveting, isn't it? But look, not looking much better. Do you guys have hooligans cart like England does? Yeah. Sometimes Ariel's in bed by now, or he's busy making 27 different songs. And I didn't really announce that I was coming in here. Yeah, I have a big mouth, Muck, so I'm not going to say apology. It wasn't an apology. Not sit with me just saying. Um, if we're talking about the same thing, I have to agree. Don't want to talk a whole lot about stuff, but then again, we might be on two different wavelengths, so who knows? Oh, you know what? It's kind of like a troll doll kind of a thing. I would grab it and show it to you, but I'd glued it down so it wouldn't keep falling. Um, everything that's on the wall directly behind me, everything. There's three things back there. They were all gifts. And that one, it's a little fuzzy, not troll doll, but some kind of a little fuzzy thing. And then there's also the round like sign that's underneath the subscribe thing. That was sent to me by the same person that sent the round one. It has one of my favorite quotes on it. It says, "Be the change." It's Gandhi. It's like, be the change you want to see in the world. And that subscribe thing, my sister sent that to me. So that wall's like all, and there's some stuff that's over there on that magnet thing too that other people gave me. But yeah, maybe I don't even know what that doll thing would be called to go and find a picture to be able to show you. It's kind of cool. I mean, there's only a few people in here right now, but something I like about this channel is a lot of you guys that come in have been, for instance, nerdy. Have been hanging with me for a long time now, but we also get a sprinkle of newer people like Angel Gamer. But kind of, I gotta tell you, not to get too serious or anything, but with all the various ups and downs that have happened over time, I appreciate seeing some of those names that have been here for a while. Don't forget, folks, I keep promoting tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern time will be, we're getting started with our weekly Monday BS session. And depending on availability, be me, Nikki, Ariel, killing time. Um, not going to say all four of us will be here every week because the other three have lives, and plus killing time. A lot of times he's not available that time of day. But what we're going to be doing with that on Mondays from 6 to 8, just going to be general bullshit, talking about whatever, but no YouTube drama or any of that shit. Just if you want to come in here for a couple hours and get away from all the other crap that's going on, this will be the place for you. 6 to 8 on Mondays. Obviously, we probably won't see Cart very often because she would just be probably getting up in the morning over there. And I think also depending on availability, but I think this week on Tuesday, Toby will be back for our 4:15 to 5 o'clock show. And that obviously is going to be a non-drama thing because my 9-year-old nephew won't understand most of what's going on. Let me see if I can catch up on what's been going on here. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie. Yeah. That's what we always used to do. Just general bullshit. And by the way, it will be the Monday thing will be, I'll call it a mostly open panel because it'll be open to anybody that wants to come up and just shoot the shit for a while and not be talking about any of that other crap. You bamboozled the little man on purpose. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely missing a reference there. Oh, I still talk about the old days. One of my favorite nights on YouTube ever, and I know I've said it before, but back in the early FMAC days, a lot of times we would go late and we'd get to the end of the night, and sometimes there would just be a few people here. And I always remember, and like I said, I know some of you guys have heard me say about this before. It was one of my favorite things because it was when we were just first meeting different people. And it came down to I was sitting here and Cart and Nerdy were in chat. It was just so cool because you had these two people on opposite sides of the world. You'd think they couldn't be any different. One of them is in the outback fighting off giant man eating spiders, and the other one is up in Alaska in the snow hand feeding polar bears. But they were like talking and they just had so much in common. And it was always such a cool night for me. Yeah. Dingo ate my baby. Mm, I don't think so. Especially, I think the group we have here right now pretty much knows all the other associated. Oh, oh, the little guy. I got you now. I got you. Okay. He's getting to be one of those people that can't keep up with chat and thinks you're talking about other stuff. Mm, man, I'm glad all I got to do for heat is go over and turn the thermostat and burn a bunch of $4 a gallon oil. So what else you guys got to talk about? What'd you call me here for? Hey, mountain girl, how you doing? Yeah, see, sometimes I've had people say, why does everybody hate GMK? I went swimming today. Yeah. So did you get a puppy or did you get an older dog? Oh man, leg is sore. Yeah, cool. I don't know why people will waste hundreds, even thousands of dollars on a dog unless, like you're doing the thing with the show dogs and stuff. But, oh yeah, but you have to remember, I mean, I don't want to say if you don't know, but if you knew what GMK did for a living, you wouldn't say, oh, he must be a good guy. I think I probably told you before, I have a friend that moved from Ohio and she's been living in Vegas for a couple years now. And usually this time of year, she likes to get in her car and take a picture of the thermometer in her car and it'll say, 85 degrees or 92 degrees or whatever. And I always say to her, yeah, we'll see who's laughing in August when your car's saying 120 degrees. Your rescue. Yeah. You know, my mother brought home a dog the one time. She went to the vets with a friend of hers. Their friend was taking her dog in for shots or whatever. Um, and my mother came home with this poodle that somebody had just left at the vets or whatever, but basically a rescue. But you say about how sad it is. See, this thing, you could see its ribs. It had been so badly mistreated, and it was like constantly like shivering, and it wasn't because it was cold. It was just scared shitless. It took forever to kind of get them settled down. I used to sit there. You could tell whoever had it had beat the thing with a newspaper because if you were around with a newspaper, it was like really afraid. And I remember I did um God, I forget what they call it now. I don't think it's aversion therapy, but you know how if somebody has a fear and they'll slowly sort of get you used to it. I would sit there on the couch next to the dog and I'd have like the newspaper and I'd slowly over time I'd put the newspaper closer to him and he'd get more till eventually I like actually I would drape the newspaper over him and he was used to it. But yeah, you talk about a rescue, man. Somebody had mistreated that dog. It's supposed to go up to like I think 40 degrees here this week. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's something that's kind of cool with the modern world, and it actually started decades ago, but it's a lot easier now with the internet and stuff. Is you've seen TV shows from countries from different continents and all that. Wouldn't 70 in Celsius be like ovens? I mean, 70 Fahrenheit in Celsius. Okay. So quick. Since Nikki's not here, who else can tell me what the difference is of how they came up with Fahrenheit and Celsius? Well, my thing with the weather is I don't care as much because I just don't go outside. But it's funny, like in the wintertime, you, yeah, ever since they started changing the display names, um, like when you're a kid and you get a foot of snow, it's like, yay, snow, let's go play in the snow, let's build forts. And now it's like you get a couple inches of snow and it's like, fucking snow. Oh, one adult snow thing I used to like to do a couple of years ago mm, is it was like this time of night and it was snowing. I used to like to go out and shovel the sidewalks because between it being, 1 or 2 in the morning and you get those big wet flakes coming down and they just sort of dampen the sound. It was like so quiet and peaceful. Plus, you'd go out while it was snowing and there'd only be 3 or 4 inches or 6 inches on the ground and you clear that out. And then in the morning, instead of having to deal with 2 feet, you've got that much less to deal with. But it was like it was like the one adult thing I liked about snow. That's like I used to like to mow the lawn too. You get out there with that lawnmower, and it was kind of the opposite. The snow at night just sort of deadened all the noise. The lawnmower would give you this kind of an envelope of noise and cut you off from the world. Um, I don't know if any of you realize this or not, but I'm weird. Actually, I like being cut off from the world. Yeah, the grass is a lot lower when it snows on it. Carrie, I think it's when I was turning 50. I had a doctor's appointment. In fact, I think the appointment was like a week after my 50th birthday. And the doctor was like looking, he goes, "Oh, I see, you just turned 50, would you?" And I said, "No." I knew what he was going to say. I was like, no, no thanks. And I haven't had one in the meantime. I have avoided them. Okay, so that's weird. According to the little thing there, I got a couple people over here talking, but this says everybody left. I don't think I could live where Cart lives. Like I said, I like being cut off from the world, but I also kind of like to know it's out there too if I need it. See, Carrie, why do you always have to be negative? That's not good. Um, I'll just put this out there, Carrie. I don't want to see the pictures. Yeah, I say I heard the beep, and I thought, did I put the link out?
No, you didn't.
So what are you doing up?
Uh, apparently I'm supposed to pick a damn team.
That's right.
I don't know. I woke up to get a drink and I was shown that I had to pick a damn team. So,
I picked the Steelers.
mm, okay. Hello, Alan Nerdy Cart.
Oh, hey, Alan.
Mr. Carey, GMK. Oh, goodness. So, what are we talking about besides a team?
Well, we've just been sitting here bullshitting. And actually, I was just going to do like a 20-second thing because, people see the title. you got to pick a damn team, and you know what they're actually thinking about with YouTube. And I was just going to do this little 20-second thing about, all right, if I got to pick a team, I'm sticking with the Steelers, you know, and I was going to leave. And then I
Oh,
just got talking to these fools, and so we've been here for a while, just talking about the weather and stuff like that. And we were having a lot of fun making fun of Alan, but now he's here. We can't talk about him anymore.
oh, you were probably making fun of me too. Um, the weather sucks. It's cold. Um, team. Let me see. It depends on who's playing on what team that I pick. I will always choose the Texans, the Houston Texans,
Mm,
if that's still even a team. I know that they, I don't know. The Oilers is who went to Tennessee and became the Tennessee Titans.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Um, I don't know.
I always,
Lions are good. Yes, Lions are good. Yeah. And then, of course, there's the Bears, but I want them back in the 80s.
somebody brought up the Bears. McMahon, that was his name. I was trying to think of the quarterback from that 80s team.
The Monsters of the Midway.
Yeah, because I said, remember the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah.
I I usually every year when spring training comes along, I have my annual joke for my friend, the one that I mentioned moved to Vegas, who's a huge Cowboys fan. So usually, like the second game of spring training, I post a thing that say, "Just announced the Cowboys have just been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs."
Mhm. Nerdy. 33 degrees is bitchin' temperature. Just ask me. I'll tell you. It needs to be at least 75 and you won't hear me bitching.
This is
Yes. Yes,
the real
American
the real
football.
football, the real football where we, you know, mostly use our hands.
At least I don't think so. We don't have you don't have memberships on your channel, right? No, you're not
No, no,
monetized.
no.
Okay, no, you can't become a member. All you can do is subscribe.
But feel free to send me money.
Sports ball. Now, if you want to talk about hockey, I like the Detroit Red Wings.
I I have I don't watch hockey at all. So if I was going to root for somebody, I guess it'd have to be the Penguins. Baseball, I always had kind of split loyalties, but it's okay because it was the two different leagues. Kind of had to support the Pirates as the local team, but I always liked
Mhm.
the Yankees. I think basically I became a Yankees fan as a kid by watching all those old movies about like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and stuff like that.
Say it ain't so, Joe. Joe DiMaggio. Baseball, it's Astros all the way.
Well, say it ain't so. I think that was because of oh, what's his name? The guy from the Black Sox. Or was it? Oh, there was something about DiMaggio. Oh no, that say hey was Willie Mays. Was it
Yeah.
say it ain't so, Joe?
Yeah. Say it ain't so, Joe. Joe
Okay.
DiMaggio.
I was thinking it was oh, what was the one guy from the Black Sox scandal? He's the one that was kind of the featured baseball player in Field of Dreams. Shoeless Joe. Shoeless Joe.
It might be about Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, I was thinking somebody said that too. It was supposedly,
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
yeah, I think supposedly some kid said that to him, like outside of the stadium.
Yeah, when they supposedly intentionally lost the World Series for money.
Yeah, Phil. What's what Dr. Phil said about it too? Yeah, they claim that Shoeless Joe was not one of the guys that took the money, but that like 1910 or something like that. It was way back.
1919. Ooh. Say it Ain't So, Joe was directed at baseball superstar Shoeless Joe Jackson during the 1919 Black Sox scandal, expressing fans' heartbreak and disbelief as he and other Chicago White Sox players were accused of intentionally losing the World Series for money.
Yeah. Now
Well, Joe
this,
DiMaggio, he married Marilyn Monroe.
yeah,
Okay.
and it ain't over till it's over was Yogi Berra. Or Yogi was always good for those things like when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Hmm. Basketball, I don't know. The Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. Well, basically, if it's a sport that I don't really care about, like basketball, um, it's like anybody but a team that plays in Boston or Massachusetts, whatever you want to, New England, Massachusetts, Boston. I don't want any of them. Uh,
Well, 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 look at that. It's Kiwi.
yeah, time to shut down. That's a different name. I thought his name had I don't know, it was like Black Hawks or something in it. I forget. Just got used to, or maybe it was just the third quarter down one. Just saying earlier, hate the way they did that with the names.
Yeah. Only way I knew it was him was because of his avatar.
Well, I finally got used to it. He'd comment on videos, and I'd see that name, and I'd think, "Who the hell is this guy?" And then after a while, I was like, "Oh, that's right."
That's all right. We'll just let chat keep chatting.
Oh yeah, that was another one of those things I used to do back in the old days. Sometimes when I'd be here on the late shift and I'd be leaving, and there might be, 10 or more people still in chat, which of course, I mean, you think about a lot of times that's a lot for us just regular, but, and so instead of like me just like shutting down, I would leave and I think it would take, I don't know if it's StreamYard or YouTube. Well, it wouldn't be StreamYard because as far as they're concerned, I'd still be around. Um, YouTube, if it's inactive, it takes it like 20 minutes to shut itself off. So I'd leave and let those people have an extra 20 minutes to sit there gabbing.
Yeah. No, she don't want you no more. You're stuck with me. No, actually, that cough, I have to say, is thanks to the wonderful brats from next
Yeah.
door. Although I love them to death, I still want to strangle their mother for sending them over here when they have that crud from school.
There's one
Good
channel I
night,
go
Dr.
to.
Phil.
Yeah, see, one channel I go to once in a while, and the person that takes care of, highlighting the chat, this is basically what she does. It's like it comes up and it's like, what did that say? Oh no, what's that one? No, no.
Well, is that better that way than, or would you rather it stay up for 5,
Oh no,
10
oh no.
minutes?
Yeah, no, it drives me nuts when they leave up. But what I do
Sorry.
when I bring them up, I'll read it to myself because I'm not a real fast reader. So I figure like if I read Hope all are groovy amongst turmoil and rambunctiousness, then I figure anybody else that's looking at it is going to probably have seen it also. Like I said, I'd like to have that thing that Jeff has that just does it automatically.
Oh, that highlights it, yeah. Now
Yeah.
you do know you can bring them
I,
up on the
I,
stage.
I was just gonna say, I guess I could always, do that.
And you can
At
adjust
first,
them too.
at first, I wasn't sure if I liked that or not, and then it doesn't help me a whole lot. I can't read it that good, but I guess
Oh,
it helps people. That's
no,
as
that
big as it'll go.
I was just looking. That highlight thing that Jeff has must be part of OBS.
Yeah, yeah, because he can grab stuff and move it all over the screen and stuff.
Right.
Oh, Gary, was over there in Killis earlier, and I was surprised how many of his people are around my age because we got to talking in chat, about stuff like the one telephone in the house that was nailed to the kitchen wall and black and white TVs.
Oh. And that one telephone in the kitchen had that 25-foot
Yeah,
cord that was stretched straight. It didn't have
yeah,
a curl still in it.
yep. Uh, that 25-foot cord would become a 50-foot cord. And of course, if you had any teenage girls in the house, that cord was going off to like the bathroom and be closed in the bathroom door or something so they could be in there going, yes, and then Susie.
Now mine ended up underneath the dining room table.
Do you know? Do you know what? As soon as you said mine ended up, I was picturing crouched under the dining room table. Oh, I was reading Targum and I saw it said tantrum. Yeah, yeah. If we're talking about the same person, I think so.
Oh, I'm sure you're talking about the same person. This isn't Monday Night BS. You can talk about it.
Well, there's only so much I like to. I had a short conversation earlier. It's kind of interesting that I'm not going to talk about publicly. Also, hey, peace. How you doing?
Hi, Peace.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, people. If you have not checked out the Chit Show, you gotta. It's hilarious.
Is that AC something, the shit show? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's CHIT. It's a guy. The guy's name is Chit, and he's just
Yeah.
sort of it's um. He, they're all like, I mean, a long one is like 5 minutes. Most of them are like these little 2 minute like skit things that they do.
Oh, is that the one about the
The black person here.
yeah.
Yeah, is there a
Okay.
black person here? Chet. What do you mean, Chet? What are you saying? Yeah, it's funny because he's like so weird and like nerdy, but then he like ends up knowing famous people and stuff like that. I just saw one that I somehow had missed where he was recording with Lil Wayne. Wow, kind of late for him, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't I'm back to watching um you're gonna find this funny, but like the I forget what his name is. But he's from I think Australia and he unclogs the like storm drains. It
Oh yeah,
uses the penetrator. And then there's a girl from Canada who's a dog groomer. Girl with the dogs.
You know what?
And shearing sheep and fixing cow hooves.
I used to, for a while, I'd watch that guy that like mows lawns. You know, it's funny how you
The
can get into
free
something
one.
strange.
He goes
Yeah,
and mows them for free.
yeah, it'd be like some older person or whatever.
Yeah, I think his name is Eric.
Yes,
I
it
watch
is Eric something. Yeah,
Okay, I've been watching him. Which one, Cart?
I'm getting shit show right now. Actually, if that's, we'll see if we can just get away with watching this whole clip. This is the. It's funny how many people this is. It's episode 7 of the first season, but it's amazing how many people that's like the first one that they have seen. I think probably because a lot of people now say, "Oh, well, here, watch this one." But it's like a lot of us, that's the first one we discovered too. This will give you an idea of what the show is like. Um,
Shit, what was that?
Is there a black person here?
What did you just say?
I said, is there a black person here?
Do you have a question?
Yeah. Is there a black person here?
Chit, why are you asking that?
Janice said there was one in here. Came to check.
There's a white person here too.
Well, I don't need one of those. Mm-mm.
Chit, please stop what you're doing.
What's the big deal? I'm just trying to find the black person here.
Well, you found her. Okay, you got her today. Okay, let me see. Let me set my sparkling down.
Oh, here it is. Got it.
Chit, wait, I'm sorry. Were you asking if there was a black purse in here?
Yeah. Success. I like your haircut, Linda.
Thank you, Chit.
so yes, that's the Chit Show. Oh, and looks like we're
And
still in business.
there you go, Cart. I posted it as Muckster. It's penetrator black drains.
There's a link for the Chit Show.
Yeah,
Remember, I
and then
watched
I got the lady up in Canada with sheep. Just had 200 some newborns over the Christmas break.
There's a guy I watched a few of a while back too that did power washing. It's just weird the things you can find interesting, but it would be funny. You know, you wouldn't really. It's the kind of thing I wouldn't notice until like he goes in and he'd do like someone's driveway or whatever, and when you look at it before and after, it's like, wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm weird like that because like pressure washing, unblocking, drains. I'm the type of person like with the pressure washing, I would have to do it like in a straight line, all the way down the driveway. And then, of course, when you get the driveway done, then you notice that the sidewalk sucks. So then you got to do the sidewalk.
I laugh because my niece in New York is like that, and for a while they got me playing one of those farm games.
Mm-hmm.
But because her and her mom were both playing it, and Barb said about playing this game, and when you'd go to pick somebody's radishes or whatever, they could actually watch you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is while Mary was still like in high school, I think, because she was still living at home. I'd go to like harvest her field, and I would like go in diagonals and do like and and it would drive Mary nuts. Barb would tell me, she's sitting there going, "Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Just go in a straight line. You go like this. You go. You're the." Uh,
No, I do it like that because I have to do it in a line, because I've got to have that mark. This is clean, this is dirty. Even when we're dusting here at the house or washing the walls or whatever, I do that. And it's funny because we've got a pressure washer and we use it on the siding next door. And I do one piece of siding and then go down to the next piece of siding. I would love to use steam to clean, but I don't have the machine thing to do it.
and yes, we are sponsored by Dr. Pepper Zero.
Oh, I couldn't use steam on my furniture because of all the damn dog hair.
Oh yeah. I could never live in Alaska. Pennsylvania's got enough cold and snow for me. It's like I always wondered when people were like colonizing, the US, and they'd be traveling west and be heading to California or whatever. And they'd get to like North Dakota and they'd go, "This looks nice. Let's build a cabin." And they'd be there for a month or two and then winter hits. And you'd think by the time the snow cleared up, they'd go, "Hey, yeah, let's get back in the wagon and keep on going." No, they stayed there. Why would you stay in North Dakota?
I I don't know. I mean, well, maybe because there weren't that many people there.
Yeah.
And the winner made sure that you didn't have to talk to your neighbor for 6 months out of the year.
Well, and of course, a lot of them were people that came from like Northern Europe, the Swedes and stuff. So I guess to them it didn't seem that weird.
Right.
Minnesota. Why would you want to eliminate allergies? Oh, did that already?
Yeah, the greasy, grimy gopher guts that get around your stove. They're good for that.
I got something that works real good for like cleaning the stove and stuff. Um, trying to think what the you know name of it. Oh, that's right, aid. My aid.
Um,
Hmm, that's something I need. I look a lot of times, and my walls are real dingy. I've I've been living here like 30 years. Hmm, got a new background for tomorrow.
oh, okay. Crack one open. Okay.
And Ariel made another one for this. No, you can't. Why'd it
No,
get rid of you?
I don't know. Oh, that's cute.
You know,
I like that one.
yeah, I think he'll like that. Where, oh, there.
What does Toby's banner say? I didn't look at his banner.
Oh, I don't think I made a banner for him. Let me look and see. It's a good idea. Let's see.
Nope, no
Yep.
banner.
Actually, though, I was going to say could just put the Toby show, but the way it comes out, you can see that real good up top because there'll
Mm-hmm.
only ever be the two of us on there.
Right. because you've got the banner for the one tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, all
And
credit to
see,
those go
I'm not.
to Ariel. You what?
Yeah, I'm not around for the Toby show because I
Yeah.
am at work. Because you're an hour ahead of me. Oh, nerdy. Haven't you figured out we don't run out of things to talk about?
Give us something to talk about.
What, mouth? Unless she's telling us that we should be done. That's what Mr. Nicky said. What, does she want y'all to shut up?
Nerdy has been harassing me for weeks. When are you guys going to start doing more lives? When are you guys going to start doing more lives? I think like this way with planning that one for Mondays, I think we'll be able to like stick with that, instead of trying to, oh, let's try to do something 3, 4 times a week or whatever.
Yeah.
And like
Mondays
I always say,
are good because
yeah,
it's like, it's a Monday and
yeah.
it you've got your weekend, everybody goes and does weekend, whatever. Come Monday, it's like, okay, the hangover's over now. What can we bitch about?
And I keep saying to people too that the whoever's here is sort of depends on availability. You never know if you might have something that you're doing with grandchildren, and Killen is not available a lot of times at that time, but we shall do what we do.
Well, and like I said, you've got it starting at 6, and I get off work at 5,
Mm,
which is
Which is
6.
6, yeah.
So I'll be here, but I won't be here right on time.
Hey,
And that'll give you a few minutes to say hi to everybody because they're only here to see you anyway. They really don't like they don't want to hear wah 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 wah.
I think Gary will be here most times.
So it'll be 3 o'clock Nerdy's time. She's on Pacific, right?
I was just trying to, is she Pacific or is she like another hour more?
I don't know.
We shall find out. I have a feeling somebody will let us know.
Yeah. Okay, and I make wow, my brain doesn't even want to work right now.
Well, I make significantly less.
I make a fourth of that a year. Why is the font weird? When you bring it up, GMK wants to know.
I like weird font. Instead of just old blocky letters. A lot of times the font doesn't stick. The funny thing is, I didn't change it. It changed itself whenever I looked at the other brands, they call them. I mean, this is the font that I usually put in, and then it'll go back to the default font. But when I went and looked at the other brands and then came back to here, it went to this one.
Do
It's funny.
you know,
Yes.
back in the old days, older than you, like back when there wasn't light, electricity, and I just found this out, and it kind of makes sense, that people actually had a first sleep and a second sleep.
Oh,
When the when the sun when the sun went down, instead of spending lots of time, with candles, they would do whatever for like half an hour or so, put the candles out and go to sleep. And they'd sleep for like 4 or 5 hours and then get up in the middle of the night, what we consider the middle of the night, and, um, talk quietly. That was the time that the parents were able to talk without the kids, kind of
yeah.
thing, say prayers, whatever, and then they would go back to sleep, and that would be your second sleep until dawn.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, this 8 hours of straight sleep is something that came about during the Industrial Revolution.
So here's one for you. Coming forward a little bit in time. Do you know what the origin of the term gaslighting comes from?
The person who went through the streets and lit the lanterns
No,
with gas?
no, no. You know, whenever they say, "Oh, he was gaslighting her," they were gaslighting me.
Uh-huh.
It actually comes from an old play from back when before you had electric lamps, they had gas lights. You know, that you would
Uh-huh.
have lit. And in the play, and I forget the exact details. I forget if it was the woman's husband or somebody like that. He was trying to convince her she was nuts, okay? And he was like hiding. He was up on the third floor,
Mhm.
and then when she'd be out of the room, he'd go down and he'd move things and stuff. And she thought she was losing her mind. But whenever he was up at the third floor and he turned the light on, he'd turn up the gas up there for the light, then the the gas lamp like on the floor where she was would dim because of the gas going up there. And the play was called,
Oh.
I think, the play was called The Gaslight. That's how she realized then that he was messing with her, was because she started putting that together about the gas lamp would dim. And that's one of those things. I don't know if I've ever actually seen that play. I mean, they made it into a movie. I can't remember if I saw it years ago or if it's just one of those things I know. Hmm. So even Canadian dollars, 350,000 is pretty good for compared to what teachers get here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was it Ingmar Bergman? Okay. Yeah, I wonder what is the
um, national average supposedly is around 70,000, unless you're in Missouri, and then it's only 55,000. And California, it's 101,000 per year.
okay, right now the Australian dollar's worth about 67 cents American. So you figure even with that, because you figure if it was 50 cents, it'd be 175,000 American.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's definitely better than our teachers get.
Special ed with a master's. Okay, let me look that up.
Well, and that's the thing too. Um,
Hmm.
the longer you teach, you get more, and with the masters and all that. What?
It's 60 to 90 range with variations based on location, experience, and school district.
Mm.
So it's still not very much. We expect the teachers to teach, but we're not willing to pay them what they're worth.
Yep. A lot of countries, college is free.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing, I think a couple of years ago, an American could go to Germany and go to college for free. As far as tuition, you'd have to, you know, worry about your living expenses, and you'd probably be a good idea to learn German first. But I mean,
Yeah.
but they even for foreigners, could go for free. Uh, you know, uh, when you first said Ingmar Bergman, I thought of Ingrid. the actress. Then I thought, oh no, he's talking about the director. Because for some reason, when I saw Ingrid, I thought, oh, that seems familiar. That she was.
Yeah, my aunt before she retired or semi-retired or whatever, she was a special ed teacher, and I mean, she was a great help to me when I was trying to get to school here, when I was trying to advocate for my son with his autism and needing his IEP. She helped a lot, and you know, the only thing I can say is I'm glad that I live in, a small town out in the middle of BFE where the teachers actually get to know the kids, only because
Right.
our classes are so small. I mean, our graduating class this year is 70 kids, and they've all been to school together since kindergarten, so the kids all know each other and their little quirks or whatever, and um, the teachers, as the kids get through the grades, the teachers all talk and are able to point things out. So,
Yeah, teaching in America used to be a respected profession.
hmm
A lot of times it isn't so much anymore.
no, anymore it's a glorified babysitter.
It's funny, it's all those people who were lucky if they even graduated high school know more about what should be going on in schools
hmm
than the professionals. And they come up with all that stupid crap about litter boxes in classrooms that never actually happened, and stupid people believe it.
Well, the one thing that gets me, and it could be because of the way I was raised, but when you're playing sports or whatever, you don't get a damn participation trophy. Oh, look, here's your trophy. Thank you. No, you had to earn trophies.
Well, you know what I always said about that though was when people started complaining about that a lot. Yeah, kids today, they just give them a trophy for anything. And I said, yeah, but who's handing it to them? You know, it was the adults that, you know, they, the people who would complain about, they were like complaining, it was like, they were like blaming the kids. And it's like, it's not the kids, it's the parents' generation.
Right.
Um, and of course, I mean, in a way, there was like participation trophies, like in high school. If you stuck with the sport, you got a letter. That does, um, but not quite the same as just going, oh, here, you came to the game, so we're giving you a ribbon. So, who was your favorite teacher ever in school?
That would be Mrs. Harper. And she was She was my 6th grade teacher. But when I was in 3rd grade, I had to go to the 6th grade classrooms for reading because I was so far advanced. So Mrs. Harper actually would take her lunch hour for me to come to her classroom and, work with me on the reading and writing book reports and all of that.
Yeah.
And, she's the one who introduced me to, sardines with lemon.
Lemon. Yeah, that makes
Yep.
sense. I never had that, but I could see that. A lot of people squeeze lemon onto fish.
Mhm.
My 6th grade teacher was probably my least favorite of ever. He was evil.
I'm still in touch with, Mrs. Harper too.
Mine was 7th grade English, Mr. Lewis. And, I mean, I've had other good teachers and that and in college and all that, but yeah, 7th grade Mr. Lewis. And he's the one that I still would see around because of working at the library, and he'd come in there once in a while. Sometimes he'd call me by my brother's name, but I always remember, might have told you before, because I remember telling somebody at one time the bank was right across the street from the library, and I was taking a deposit over. And I went out, and there was Mr. Lewis. He was just getting out of his car out front. And I went, and I was like, I don't know, who knows? I could have been 50 years old or something, but I went, "Hey, Dave," and because everybody always it was like when you talked about him, you'd say Dave Lewis,
Mhm.
but he was Mr. Lewis, in school and stuff. And I went, "Hey, Dave," and my brain went, "Oh my God, you just called Mr. Lewis Dave." And I mean, I'd been out of school for at least 20 years.
To this day, I call Mrs. Harper, even though her name is Gail, it's still Mrs. Harper.
That's a lot of times when I see people that I went to school with or near my age, and I'll see them posting things on like Facebook or whatever, and I'll think to myself, you people are glad that Mr. Lewis is not on Facebook.
I think now that I think about it, I think Mrs. Harper also was English, like elementary English.
Yeah.
That goes right along with reading and writing. Yeah.
We didn't have in elementary, I don't think we had any individual subject teachers. I can't remember if even like the music, if we ever, if the music teacher ever like came in. I don't think so. I think it was like, your 3rd grade teacher, your 5th grade teacher, they just taught everything.
Well, that's how it was. But for some stupid reason, on those standardized tests that they did, I scored extremely well. But now to hear me talk, you wouldn't believe it. So because I scored extremely well, they put me with a class
Yeah.
that was within that test range.
You know, when I was in high school, we didn't even have AP classes.
We
They
didn't
have
either.
they have them here now. Because I know my nephew that I think just turned 21. He had some. God, hard to believe he just turned 21 when I still think of his father as being like, 10. Oh, wow. I remember when my brother was moving into a new place and his son, that's Chad, that's the nephew, that I still think of as 10. He was there. I think he was putting in the like vent for the dryer, and I was just like standing there watching him. He cut that hole in the wall and was doing all that stuff. And it was like, when did Chad start knowing how to do stuff? It's just like hard to.
Well, that's like my oldest grandson. I just look at him and it's like, when, when did you, number one, become so mouthy? But that's beside the point. He's always, he just, it's like every time he walks in my house, I swear he's grown another inch. It's like, okay, there's no way I can hold you on my lap anymore.
I think both Chad and Chad Jr., which he's not really a junior, but I think they're both taller than me. Damn kids. I don't think Toby's going to be real tall. He looks too much like his dad, and his dad's just like average height. Which, my family, average height makes you short.
Mm-hmm. That's how it is in my family too. And it's funny because, okay, I've got, my dad's 6'3". Every guy I've ever dated has been 6'3". My mom was 5'10". I'm the shortest one of my generation. I'm 5'6". And then my oldest daughter is 4'11".
Huh.
It's like, where did you come from?
I think my dad was only like like 5'8" or something like that, but all the boys in the family kind of got the gene from my mother for height because pretty much all her brothers and that were real tall.
The Vulcan grandma pinch on the neck. Yep. I don't have to use that on my son. What'd your mom? Oh, your mom used your ear when she would get mad at you to control. Huh? When you were on the school bus. Yeah, his mom was the school bus driver.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
My mother never learned to drive. She said one time, I guess when they first got married, my dad took her out to teach her to drive, and they got home, and he said, "I'm never doing that again." He didn't.
We've got 6 people in here, believe it or not.
And that's what I said when I first came in, and I don't know, within the first 10 minutes or so, it was like 6, 8 people. I think got to like 10. And said I guess people were really starved for something to watch.
Oh, okay. All right, go lay down, dog.
You know, I mean, we joke and stuff, but you really should show Mr. Nicky a little more respect than that.
Oh, whatever. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here. Yes, you. Because somebody's got to be around to take care of you. So, like an idiot, you chose me over a fucking lighter. Now that's actually the truth, though. We met in a bar, and back then you could still smoke in the bars. And I asked him to borrow his lighter. Okay, I took it off the table. I stole it. And I still haven't given it back to him. And instead of just going and buying another 99-cent lighter, he found out where I was and had to come, and we spent the rest of the night talking.
Yeah, I somehow I wonder about the we.
No, see, yeah, because I run my mouth all the time. Ha ha. No, actually, we talked, and it was, just about kind of like this, just about anything and everything. And
Yeah.
I guess he must have found a cigarette lighter somewhere. And then he ups and quits smoking cold turkey.
Well, you had no way to light the cigarette.
Well, yeah, it was about 10 years after that, but
Well, no one said he's not slow.
no, I don't think I would be a news reporter.
It's nice when you meet somebody like that, though, where you just sort of click right off. And
Yeah. And we don't even fight and argue. How a lot of couples think that it's normal to to snip and snap at each other. We don't even do that. We didn't even do that in the early years. Like my grandson says, our arguments are whatever, whatever, and then it's done. Because I asked him one time why he liked coming over here, because me and Papa, fight. And he just looked at me. He goes, "What fights? Your fights
you
are
call,
whatever, whatever, and they're done."
you call that a
Uh,
fight?
yeah. Does he have a man cave? Yeah, kind of, sorta. The man cave is called the kitchen.
I, I, I was just going to say that. Oh, that nerdy said it, or oh, Kurt said it.
No, not really.
That's something. The way I grew up, you know, again, like I've said before, however you grew up, you kind of think in most cases that's normal. That's the way families are. And then you get out there and you realize there's a lot of different ways families operate. But so it's always weird to me when I'll know someone, with like the guy refuses to cook or whatever, because like if my dad, whenever he was working around here, instead of coming home just week, if he was home before my mother, he'd make dinner. You know, he had no problem going shopping or any of that stuff. And you see some of these men, it's like, oh no, that's her job to do that stuff.
Now, see, my dad,
Finkel is live on your phone.
my
Anyway, your
dad
dad.
was the one who went out and, provided for the family. The normal, I'm the man of the house. My mom stayed home. until us kids were all in school full time. But even at that point, it was still either me or my mom who had to cook dinner for everybody. So when me and Mr. Nicky got together, I assumed that, I would be cooking and everything, but
Yeah.
when it became more financially viable for me to be working, it was like, okay, so I'll go to work, I'll come home, I'll cook dinner. And it was like, he just took over and started doing, I guess you would call it, the more housewife stuff.
Mhm. Yes,
Now,
that's
when
the
we
way.
were both working, it was whoever got home first.
Yeah. That's the way my dad. He would cook and whatever. Let's see. It's that one lady I worked with. Her husband got home from work at like 1 in the afternoon or something because he'd go in real early, and she'd go home from the library at like 5 o'clock, and he'd say, "Oh, I don't have anything for lunch tomorrow. You got to go to the store." It's like you drove
I'd say
past
tough luck.
at least 5. Yeah, he drove past at least 5 stores on the way home.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that we don't take your jokes to heart or if it's that we've already pretty much accepted the way that they are.
Or half the time you can't understand what the hell she's saying anyway.
You're mean.
Oh, yeah, GMK, because you got the Billabong in your oopsla, and okay, Clark, whatever.
Don't forget about that budgie smuggler.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well,
I was about to say the same thing.
it's been an hour.
Yep.
And I do have to work tomorrow. So I guess I need to get off of here and go and get my second sleep.
It was fun. Like I said, I was just planning on being here for very short. But I'm glad people came in.
Yep.
And
Thank you guys for being here.
we'll do it again tomorrow. It'll be just as exciting. Okay, I'm shutting down. We'll see you guys. Thanks a lot.
Three guys in a little room Just a beat and a plan. Not much money, not much time, but we're doing the best we can. But we're doing the best we can.